Neighborhood Squirrel Girl here. I figured I would read a little story, and this is kind of a clue because it's Alice in Wonderland. It's one of my favorites. Well, I figured since, Tippy is out trying to do heroic things, I guess, for the squirrels of New York, I might as well take a second and read. So, here is Alice in Wonderland. Oh yeah. Alice was growing very tired, listening to her sister read. Just as her eyes began to close, she saw White Rabbit hurry by, looking at his pocket watch and talking to himself. She looks really tired. I mean, it can get tiring listening to someone read. Alice thought that was very curious indeed. A talking rabbit with a pocket watch? I wonder what rabbits sound like. I mean, I talk to squirrels, so they're in the rodent family, but I've never talked to a rabbit before. What do you think? So she followed him into a rabbit hole beneath a tree, and down she fell, down to the center of the world, it seemed. Now, I've fallen from some pretty high places, like down the stairs and, well, down buildings and such like that, but I've never fallen into the center of the world. That sounds kind of cool. Don't want to try it, though. That sounds also kind of painful. When Alice landed with a thump, the White Rabbit was just disappearing through a door, which was much too small for her. That door is tiny. I bet it would probably be the perfect size for Tippy. Tippy's my girlfriend, in case I didn't make that clear. Alice drank from a bottle on the table and shrank away to a very tiny size. But now she could not reach the key to the little door. She didn't think that one through. I mean, you're thinking of one thing and you don't think that the door's locked. At last, Alice found a way to get through the little door. Seated on a bottle, she floated into Wonderland on a mysterious sea. Look at all the creatures that she's floating in with. I mean, there are birds and there's fish and different kinds of things. It's really cool, huh? On through Wonderland Alice went, looking for the White Rabbit. She met two jolly fellows, Tweedledum and Tweedledee. They didn't know the White Rabbit, so Alice hurried on. They seem pretty jolly. I mean, they're dancing together. It's kind of fun. At a neat little house in the woods, at last she met the White Rabbit himself. That is a very neat little cottage. Nice little house. The rabbit sent Alice into his house to hunt for his gloves, but instead she found some cookies, labeled "Take one." So she did. I mean, if a cookie says "take one," the cookie made Alice grow as big as the house. What a sight! Rabbit and his friend Dodo thought she was a dreadful monster. I mean, she does look kind of monstrous. Wouldn't you be scared if suddenly someone was as big as your house and filled it up like that? That's a little scary. Alice picked a carrot from the White Rabbit's garden. Eating it made her small again. So small she was soon lost in a forest of grass. Look at how tiny she is in comparison to the rabbit. The rabbit's way back there. Alice found herself in a garden of live talking flowers. There were bread and butterflies and rocking horseflies too. You can see the bread and butterflies way up on top here. Oop. Everything's popping up. There we go. All the flowers look like they're having fun talking. Alice thought the garden was a pleasant place, but the flowers thought Alice was just a weed, so they would not let her stay. I mean, if you see a very strange-looking flower in the middle of your flower bed, I wouldn't necessarily think it's a weed, but then again, you can't be too careful. Next, Alice met a haughty caterpillar blowing smoke rings. He told Alice to eat his mushroom if she wished to change size. I love his outfit. I want those shoes. I think Nancy would want those shoes too. Nancy's my best friend. Alice sampled one side and shot up taller than the treetops, frightening the birds. But another bite made Alice just the right size. I mean, she changes size a lot in this book, and it's very scary. Can you imagine just one day suddenly just, shoot, you're 9 feet tall? I wouldn't be able to deal with that, and I think Tippy would probably get very scared. Although, to be honest, Tippy would probably be happy to be 9 feet tall. Now which way shall I go? Alice wondered. The signposts she found along the path were no help. They pointed all over. I mean, they really do. What do you do when you're lost? I normally try and stay in the same place and hope someone finds me. Or I look for an adult to help me. If I were looking for the White Rabbit, I'd ask the Mad Hatter, said a grinning Cheshire cat up in a tree. He lives down there. See the cat? My friend Nancy loves cats. Although I don't think she's ever seen a pink and purple one in real life, though. I gotta admit, that would be pretty cool to see. Alice found the Mad Hatter and the March Hare, celebrating their unbirthdays at a tea party. Is it your unbirthday today? It's my unbirthday today, too. She joined them for a while. After that nonsensical tea party, Alice wanted to go home, but none of the strange creatures seemed to know the way. I mean, that is a pretty confusing tea party. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. I mean, they're even dancing on the table. That's really weird. Alice wandered into the Queen's garden. Soon along came the royal procession. And who should be the royal trumpeter but the White Rabbit himself? The Queen of Hearts asked Alice to play croquet, but Alice did not like the looks of the game. And again, pretty crazy game. It looks like they're playing with hedgehogs and flamingos, and there are card people. I wouldn't like the look of that game either. I'd be really confused about what on earth is happening. Off with her head! Cried the Queen. Away Alice ran, while the army of cards gave chase down all the tangled paths of Wonderland and back to the riverbank. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think she's going to be okay? I don't know. I'm a little nervous. We'll see in the next page, though. I'm glad to be back where things are really what they seem, said Alice as she woke up from her strange Wonderland dream. And look, she's even got a little cat. I think that's named Dinah. The end. What did you think of the story? Who was your favorite character? In the movie, I love the Mad Hatter, the March Hare, and the Dormouse, the little mouse that sleeps in a teapot. They're really, really fun. I also like the White Rabbit because, let's face it, rabbits are cute. Not nearly as cute as squirrels. I mean, Tippy would hurt me if I said anything different. Comment down below who your favorite character was. And if you want to see more stories, check out the page. It's really cool. We have a bunch already there. So, thank you. It was nice meeting you all. This was your friendly neighborhood Squirrel Girl, signing out.